Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the channel. Today we got some more NBA player props for you. 3 for 6 yesterday, not the best performance, so today we're getting back. We got 6 more plays for you today. Actually, 7, I lied. 7 great plays for you today. And the first game we're going to look at using these analytics is we're going to look at the Charlotte Hornets game, my Charlotte Hornets. And the first guy we're looking at is a guy that's been on a heater as of late, a guy that started the year off slow due to the fact that he was coming back from injuries and now is starting to heat it up, and that is Brandon Miller. And he gets a Cleveland team on primetime television on ESPN tomorrow at 7 against the Cavs. Somehow this is rivalry week, but he gets a Cavs team that is 7th in terms of pace of play in the league, and they are 10th in terms of most points given up. So top 10 in both the categories that you're looking at there. It makes them the 7th best team to target in terms of finding a team that plays the Cavs. And yeah, we're going to take a lot of points to be scored in this game. So first up, we're going with 20.5 points for Brandon Miller in this game. Again, a guy that's been pretty hot as of late. And then we're going to go over to his teammate here and go to PRA, if I can find it, and go to the boy LaMelo Ball, who, yes, it's been a rough last couple of games because he hasn't gotten his rebounds and assists. These are slower paced teams in Denver and Golden State. Denver, especially now that they want to grind it out without Jokic limit possessions. But he gets, like I said, a Cavs team that gives up the 7th most, or plays at the 7th fastest pace and gives up the 10th most points. The number 7 team to target when it comes to looking and trying to find matchups to exploit, and that is what we have here in LaMelo Ball. Expect an up pace tempo, more up pace than normal, and also expect, Khan and Brandon Miller are both out there. We're going to be looking for assists. Miles Bridges is there. Diabate. The Hornets are looking healthy, so it looks like a time where LaMelo can go get some assists, and I think that is the perfect time tomorrow night against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Next up, we are going to jump down here to this Memphis Grizzlies game, and as crazy as it might sound, we are going to go and target Mr. Ja Morant. It's not going to be PRA, though. It is going to be points plus assists, coming off a big game in London, and this line feels pretty low. He's coming back from injury, so maybe that's why it is, but 27.5 points plus assists. I know this isn't the Ja of old, but this is a Ja Morant that gets to play the Atlanta Hawks, and Atlanta is 4th in terms of pace of play. They're the 4th fastest team in the league. Tons of possessions coming out here. And in terms of opponents' points per game, they are 8th. So that makes them the number 6 overall team, right in front of Cleveland, the 6th best team to target when it comes to points and assists and points generated. So Ja Morant, who just came back on his trade request today, he said he wants to stay in Memphis, and that is a guy I want to target, especially when he came out firing in Orlando. Now he can come out firing against the Atlanta Hawks, and I'm going to go with the over on the 27.5 points plus assists, sticking with our trend of picking the stars here or the best players on the team. Next up, we are going to Detroit, and we're actually going to switch back over to the PRA line here and go to Cade Cunningham, who is going down to Detroit, and this is a Detroit team that is not very good. Or excuse me, going down to New Orleans. I'm trying what I just said. They're going down to New Orleans. Pelicans team is not great, and when you look at the analytics, they play at the 8th fastest pace in the league, and they give up the 3rd most points per game, which puts them as the number 3 team to target, because not only do they play pretty fast, but their points per game is higher than their pace of play, which means they're just terrible at defense. So that is why we're going with the Cade Cunningham PRA, and a reason that we're throwing rebounds in there is because New Orleans is also not great at rebounding the ball. They give up the 4th most opponents' rebounds per game. This should be an absolute field day for Cade Cunningham over on the PRA, and sticking with this game, sticking with the fact that the Pelicans play fast, 8th fastest pace in the league, and they have the 4th most opponents' rebounds per game. We're going to go down here and we're going to find Jalen Duren, and we're going to take this line. He's only hit it in 1 of the last 5 games. Perfect opportunity. We're going with the over here. Should be a ton of possessions. Should be a ton of rebound opportunities. And against New Orleans, Vizmisi, whoever he's playing, Derek Queen, who's not the most athletic guy in the world, Jalen Duren's a man amongst boys. We're going to take that Jalen Duren over 10.5 rebounds. Then the last couple of plays here, we're going to the Toronto game, and we're going to stick with rebounds here. and find Scotty Barnes. Look, they're already trying to discount this line. They know what I know, which is that Sacramento plays at the gives up, the fourth most points per game. They also give up the sixth most opponents' rebounds per game. Plus, both of their bigs in Dylan Cardwell and Domantas Sabonis are top 5 in terms of personal fouls per game. Scotty is also potentially playing the 5 tomorrow because not only is Jakob Poeltl out, but Colin Murray-Boyles is also on the questionable side of the injury report. So you can even go up here. You can go up to 11.5. I wouldn't even hate that. 20 to win you 720 right here on this little 6-leg parlay. Now, I wouldn't go 20 to win 720 on the 6 leg. I'd break this up into, the pairs here. But did that line just jump up? I think it did. The Jalen Duren line just jumped up live. But anyways, we've got Scotty Barnes here at over 11.5 rebounds because, again, ton of points given up, ton of rebound opportunities. A couple of guys on his team out for the game. Give me that one. And then the final one, we're going to stick with rebounds, and it's going to be to my boy, as a Charlotte Hornets fan, Moussa Diabate. As the starting center, this dude absolutely racks up rebounds, especially in faster-paced games. Look what he did to Utah, where he had 10 boards. Look what he did to the Clippers, where he had 15 in what was kind of a faster-paced game. Now, Indiana and Denver, they play on the slow side, but playing alongside of LaMelo Ball, playing alongside of Brandon Miller, Con Knipple. There's going to be a ton of rebounding chances. He gets a ton of offensive rebounds, but he gets a ton of rebounds overall. And like we said earlier, when it came to the LaMelo PRA line, Cleveland gives up the 7th most opponents' rebounds per game. So those are my 7 picks today. Again, these 6 and then the Duren line if you can. Yes, we're going heavy on the Hornets. Don't hate that. Cleveland's a good matchup. Also, really love this Detroit matchup for Cade or for Jalen Duren, or, if you want to go Jaden Ivey, maybe. We'll see. Anything there. But yeah, with that being said, remember the rules. If we do make you any money, if this does help you at all, you have to hit the like button. You have to hit that subscribe button. And with that being said, let's go 7 for 7 today. Thank you so much for watching.